For those of you who follow my videos, you might remember that back in January I was having a transformer overheat problem with my Hammerlin HQ129X. And we tried a whole bunch of things, you know, to try to get it to cool down. Finally, it took a fan, if you recall. But that was just masking the problem. Well, since then I found out what the problem was. Apparently it turned out to be some shorted dial-light. Some of the wires inside the dial-light was shorting to the case, or the holder of the dial-light. And it was causing the one winding to do all the overheating. It appeared, I rewired all the dial lights on the Hammerlin, and it's upside down right now, as you can see. But after I rewired it, I run this thing for an hour and a half, and all it did was get just a little bit above lukewarm. So that problem is fixed. Anyway, back when I was having the problem with the transformer, a gentleman, a gracious, just great guy named Mike from Wisconsin. He watched what the problem I was having, and he said, you know what you might need is a bucking transformer, and he sent me this bucking transformer. Now Mike, he probably forgot. I mean, he remembers sending me this, but he probably forgot the conversations we had. I did not forget. And I said, Mike, how much do I owe you for this thing? It helped a little bit, but it still didn't solve the problem, and of course it would not have with the short inside with the dial-light windings. So I said, actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, it's the filament and dial-light windings, that whole string there. I'd have to look at the schematic again. I can't remember right now. Anyway, I said, how much do I owe you for this, Mike? He said, nah, nothing. I said, no. You've got money sunk into this thing. It cost you money to ship it. How much do I owe you? And I think he told me, I think it was $35 he said he had in the whole thing, with the new wire and the connector and the mailing cost and the box and the fixture and the transformer inside and all that junk. I said, well, no problem. I'll send it to you. He said, no. Don't send it. He said, just give it to your Salvation Army at the end of the year. Put money in the bucket. Or, whatever you want to do, donate the money to whoever you want. You don't need to send it to me. I said, okay, all right, that's a good compromise. He didn't want to take the money. And, this is a chance for the money to be passed along. This is the greatest thing about, when somebody does something like this and they say, Joe, go ahead and give the money to someone else that might need it. That is just the greatest thing. You're passing along a gift to gift to gift. Used to be that way in America. So I'll tell you what, it is time tomorrow to go downtown and see if I can find my favorite little Salvation Army bell ringer. All right, I'm going to take this money and I'm going to put it in there because I owe a man named Mike in Wisconsin some money, okay? And I'm going to stick it in here. $35, because that's what you said it cost you for that bucking transformer. It's now in there. Merry Christmas, Gerald, and it's good to see you out here. It's good to see you one more year, okay?
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.